Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. So I was not planning to do another one in this series, but I get a lot of feedback when I do these videos, and there are still some CDs in my collection that I don't think, I'm sure some of you are going to have some of them, but not all of them. And it's just another way to talk about music, because I love music. If you're watching this, you probably love music, and it's fun to talk about. But anyway, after, I think it was my previous video, I had, I always get a negative comment or two, but these really kind of annoyed me in a way, because I'm just having fun, right? This is what my channel is about. I don't take anything too seriously, but obviously some people do. So this video, before I get into the CDs, is dedicated to Spider Rabbit 1556 and George Birch 5635. So Spider Rabbit wrote, "You're right, I do not have most of those records in any format, and the reason is obvious: they are crap. I have some of those artists' good music, but not their rubbish. Discernment is an acquired skill." I need to learn that. "Every band has both good and not so good music." I don't agree with that. I mean, there are bands like the Beatles, Sparks. I love everything they've done. So I collect the good stuff. I do not consume for the sake of it. Whatever that means. I guess I just buy music because, even all the bad stuff. And then this other person, George Birch, "I have Humble Pie's Safe as Yesterday." So he had one of the albums that I showed. Good. "I'm willing to bet I have some music in my library you might not have." Probably. "And not everyone likes the same music as you or everyone else. So maybe lighten up on the arrogance just a bit." I might be a lot of things, but I don't think I'm arrogant. I can make fun of myself. I always have. I can be an idiot. I know. You can be an idiot. But let's have some fun and talk about, I bet you don't have these CDs or these albums. And somebody, as you might remember, complained, those aren't albums, they're CDs. Sometimes YouTube gets to me. But I continue on into my 20th year. Okay. Now this one, like I said, I'm just curious. Let me know which ones you have. And also, I've shown CDs, and some viewer, one viewer said, "I didn't know that was out there." And, they were interested in buying it. So that's another thing of showing these. You might not know certain albums are even released. So this first one is one of my favorite artists, Captain Beefheart, and this is called Outtakes. And there are the outtakes, if it will focus. And this is it's okay. Look, it's good, but it's not great. And it's about maybe 30 minutes. They could have added a lot more to it, and it's from this box set. I bet you don't own this. And it features these albums. So 4 CDs. Aren't we off to a great start? Now, John Anderson of Yes. Some of you might have his Elias of Sunhillow, excellent debut album. You might even have his latest with the Band of Geeks, True, which is superb. But I think his other two early albums are kind of underrated. And this is one of them, Song of Seven. Let me know if you're a fan of this album, because I am. Sly and the Family Stone. I bet you don't have this in your CD collection or vinyl collection. Sorry for being so arrogant. Sly and the Family Stone, Life. I think this was the very first Sly and the Family Stone album I ever heard. More Canadian content. Their one and only live album, the Northern Pikes, live. Autographed by the band. And there were a couple of these albums by this band gifted to me by my friend Howe. And I'd always heard about them, but I never really listened to their albums. And they're good. Let me know if you have. The Move, Looking On. The other one I have is the Country, their final album. Message from the Country. There it is. So yeah, let me know if you have this in your collection. So this album is basically Yes, but it's not named yet, by Yes. It is named Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe, which is basically Yes. Good album, not one of my favorites, but still, better than Union. Huge fan of Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground. I'm curious if you have this. This was the first compilation, and there's a second one, which I had. Don't you hate it when, I don't know if this happens to you, but, vinyl or CD, certain things go missing. It's like you can never find them again. But this is the first one, VU, a collection of previously unreleased recordings, which is excellent. And then the other one, it was called Another View, which like I said, I did have, but I think Glenn Kellaway from the Basement, when he was over here last time, he stole it. He's not a fan. This is my favorite album by Talking Heads is Fear of Music, but this live album is so good, and it's probably not the one you think I'm going to be showing. No, it's this one. The name of this band is Talking Heads, and live 2 CD. If you're a fan of Talking Heads and you don't have this, it's highly recommended. 2 more to go. Once again, this is a band I'd always heard of, but never heard their music until maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And this is my favorite of theirs. It is really good. Pretty Things, Parachute. Let me know if you have this in your collection. And this one, once again, another compilation. This was the very first Rolling Stones album I ever heard. Before, I liked their radio hits, but I was, much more of a Beatles fan. But when I finally owned, my first Rolling Stones record, and it was this one, I quickly realized they're almost as good as the Beatles. Almost. The Rolling Stones, Through the Past Darkly, Big Hits, Volume 2. Let me know if you have this in your collection. And that is it. I hope I wasn't too arrogant in this video. I'm looking forward to the comments, for the most part. Maybe not all the comments, but most of them. Bye. Have a great day.